My mother died last month. A drunk driver, they said. What's more heart-wrenching was that she was on her way with my daughter, Lucy's, birthday cake. My daughter loved her. Gami's cake. Her first word was Gami, which was something that my mother was extremely proud of. An exact replica of her grandma, everyone says. We were eagerly waiting for her arrival when the call came. A drunk truck driver, head-on collision, she had flatlined on the way to the hospital. I hate that my daughter has to grow up with her birthday and her grandma's death anniversary being on the same day. Lucy cried for her granny every day. She wasn't at the age to understand what death was yet, and sometimes even called out, Gami, during her sleep. My father changed as well. He was a happy-go-lucky guy, but now it's like that person doesn't exist. The only times I've seen him smile is when he's with Lucy. I was coping, you could say. Well, if coping meant having breakdowns at least twice a week. It was my wife's idea to visit the family lake house. It's a place where a lot of happy memories about her exist. It'll also be a change of scenery, she said. I agreed. Maybe the change in scenery would help. Both of us work from home, so work wasn't an issue. Convincing Dad to come with us was. He hadn't left their house after Mom's funeral. It took a lot of effort from my wife, Emma, and my side to get him to agree. Lucy was very fuzzy on the way to the lake house, so we had a grumpy toddler to handle when we reached the house. The lake house was the same as it always had been. The outside a polished redwood with glass accents. It was designed by my mom. Dad just stood there, simply looking at the house. You could almost feel his heart break. Emma ushered all of us inside and got started on dinner. I was in charge of unpacking. We were supposed to stay there for 3 weeks. Dad silently went to the downstairs master bedroom. Our room, mine and Emma's, was on the first floor. Lucy normally slept with us. Lucy also had a playroom on the same floor. We'd have to first clean up before letting her play in there though. Dinner was a somber affair. Dad was silent. Mom's absence was just too much in this place that we built with her. Lucy did blabber enough for all of us though. The first few days, all of us just stayed inside. On the 6th day, Dad suggested going down to the lake. I was surprised, to be honest. Laura would have wanted it. He smiled sadly. We spent late afternoon to late evening at the lakeside. Lucy had lots of fun. Dad actually smiled. I'm gonna do the dishes. Give Lucy a bath? Emma asked after dinner. Sure, I replied and went upstairs. Lucy was in her playroom and laughing out loud. Hi, baby. I cooed at her. Gami, Gami, Gami. She giggled. The sadness came creeping back. Gami's at a better place, love. Gami! Here. Yes, she's watching over us right now. Lucy giggled and burrowed her head into my shoulder. Now, who's ready for a bath? I said while tickling her tummy. She wasn't able to pronounce her T's yet, so she had an adorable lisp now. At night, as Em and I were lying down with Lucy in between us, I told her how Lucy asked about my mom again. Em hugged me close. I promise it'll get better, she whispered. I hope it does. Play, Lucy said as soon as she woke up the next day. Play to her meant playroom. After breakfast, young lady, Em said while waving her finger. No! Lucy screamed and began to cry. This was shocking actually. Lucy was a happy child and she didn't scream unless she was very frustrated. Maybe let her play for some time? She isn't usually so stubborn like this. You're gonna spoil her. Emma's frown was prominent. If I don't, who will? Emma just rolled her eyes. Lucy was in her playroom for most part of the day. She screamed and cried when we tried to take her out. What's with Lucy today? Dad asked at dinner. I don't know. She won't let us take her out of the playroom, I said with a frown. Maybe she's coming down with something? Kids usually get cranky when they're sick. Dad looked worried. I'll check her temperature when putting her to sleep, said Emma. That night Emma said something that left me feeling uneasy. Luca, I think your mother's here with us. I glared at her, asking if she thought saying such nonsense about my dead mother was a joke. You need to listen to me carefully, all right? Today, as I was going to get Lucy from the playroom, I saw a silhouette leaning over her. And I swear to God, it looked like your mom. Just because you saw some shadow over Lucy, you think what? My mother's ghost is haunting us, I asked incredulously. It wasn't a shadow. I know it was your mother or something that looked like her. That's not all. I sometimes hear your mother's voice and no, don't you dare say I'm crazy. Your dad's noticed it too. Why do you think his behaviors changed suddenly? I shook my head. You know what, I'm just gonna go and sleep downstairs tonight. I don't think I've the energy to have this conversation with you now. You think I'm lying, don't you? Em had tears in her eyes. Darling, I don't know what to think. You're telling me my dead mother's ghost is haunting us. What would you do if you were in my shoes? I need to sleep on it for some time. We can have this conversation tomorrow, I promise. I gave her a quick kiss and went to the downstairs guest room. I woke up around 3 a.m. I'm a heavy sleeper, so it wasn't normal for me to wake up randomly at night. The silence of the night was broken by whispering which oddly sounded like my dad's. Maybe it was because of the ghost talk, but I decided to keep quiet and check it out. The whispers were coming from my parents' bedroom. Can you really come back to me? Alive? Is there no other way? It was my dad's voice, all right. But who was he talking to? I slowly inched the door open. My dad was stood facing the wall behind the bed. Then I heard it. It's the only way. There was no mistaking it. It was my mother's voice. Slowly the wall began to morph. A ghostly figure of my mother emerged from the walls. Her pale hands touching my dad's cheek. A life for a life. That's the only way I can come back to you, the figure, my mother said. And you need Lucy's? The more innocent the soul, the more effective it is. No, this wasn't real. Dad! I shouted. The figure looked up at me, and for a second, it was as if a mask slipped. I wasn't looking at the face of my mother. I was looking at something monstrous. Something that was using the face of my mother to kill my child. Son, you need to listen to me. Your mother can come back. She just needs Lucy. You can have other kids later, right? I wasn't gonna listen to this bullshit. I quickly ran out of the room and locked him inside. Luca, open the door right this instant. Dad banged on the door. I bolted up the stairs, running into my room, shaking him awake. Get Lucy, we're getting out right now. Maybe it was the frantic look in my eyes, or maybe it was the fear in my voice, and took Lucy in her arms while I grabbed the car keys and our emergency bag. I was thankful that Em was an overthinker, which led to us having an emergency bag that consisted of our house keys, cards, money, and other necessities. We rushed down the stairs, towards the front door. What about your dad? Em inquired. Just us three. She didn't question me further. We're currently at a motel, a few hours outside town. Dad has been blowing up our phone. First, it was messages saying he's sorry and that nothing's going to happen, which then escalated to angry threats. Lucy woke up an hour ago. She's been asking where Gami is. Emma has been very supportive. I don't know how I'd be doing right now if she wasn't with me. I know the thing I saw was not my mother, but I don't think my dad's going to believe that. The fact that he thought about killing Lucy. I don't think any of us are safe. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. There's this inhuman thing that's after my daughter's soul, and my own father wants to kill his granddaughter. Do I call the cops or should I call a priest? I don't think we can go back home. Please, someone help us.